I found you on TikTok. You came on my FYP just belting
Mhm.
out Nutshell by Alice in Chains. And
Right.
I think that that's when and how so many people found you
Mhm.
either Alice in Chains, Nutshell, or Pearl Jam's Black. I think those were your two
Yeah, for sure.
huge, huge songs. And I
Right.
saw recently where you were talking about the fact that you used to sing those songs in drug houses.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm 44. So I grew up in the 90s and in high school. Alice, you remember Alice in Chains and Pearl Jam and Stone Temple Pilots were the mainstream. That was like the pop music back then that took over the radios. That was the thing.
Yeah.
And so MTV, so I got caught up in all that stuff. My idol at the time was Lane Staley, and I'm young, and the people I was around. I remember I was straight edge skateboarder. Mom and dad had gotten some trouble in my life. I hadn't really been in my life early on, so I was like anti-drugs, anti-alcohol, straight edge skateboarder guy. And then I got into high school, and then I started seeing the high school kids, and I went on a little road trip with the hottest girl in the high school at the time. She was a senior. Me and my buddy, we weren't even freshmen yet. This was
Oh
right after
wow.
eighth grade, and they're smoking weed and they're hot. They basically hot boxed us out. We went to the Subway and ate like 2 foot long subs. We were all giggly. What is it called? Contact bus or whatever.
Yeah.
That changed my whole outlook. I see how much fun they were having. I was like, whoa, I want to be. You want to be cool like the older kids. So I got into that whole world, and I was always able to play. I played guitar and started singing when I was like 12, 13, just in my room.
Oh wow.
I kind of picked up everything naturally. I had some tab books and some chord books, but I started out with drums, and then the guitar kind of just came second, and I picked that up. And then I play in garage bands when I was a teenager, and even before I got into the party and stuff. But yeah, so they would always have me grab. I'd go to kegger parties, and I'd be and sitting around like houses getting high, doing drugs, and they would always have have me do songs. And back then, obviously, Nutshell and Black and those bands were huge then, and it was when
Huge.
a few years after it was huge, so it was still very relevant. Uh, so yeah, and those songs I've been able to play forever. I probably didn't play them as well, and my voice was probably not as deep, but yeah. So yeah, and I got people every once in a while that will comment that are still around because a lot of people didn't make it. There was a lot of people that died and they're in prison and they never, but they remember, back 25 years ago or something, me sitting around some house playing these songs. So
And
yeah,
it's still
and
so relevant. Those songs are still, I mean, so relevant, so popular. They've stood the test of time. And you just,
I know it's
I
crazy.
don't even know if it's you put a spin on it, but you definitely put like grit into it, your own pain, your own love, your own everything that just brings just a different layer to the songs. We just all
Right.
love it. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Thank you. Yeah, I love
Unbelievable.
those. I love those songs. I never would have thought that would, because I actually the live videos that did well. I think I had a Pearl Jam one that did 3 or 400,000 views on TikTok, the first one that ever did anything. And then Nutshell, another one did 3 or 4 or 500,000 views or something before I ever had like a good video that did 1 million, and just nonstop messages of people being like, please record this, put it on Spotify. And I was like anti that. I was like, no, because these are my favorite vocalists. The first 3 Pearl Jam albums, Eddie Vedder's vocals, Lane Staley, everything from that he's ever put out, that's like sacred to me. So I was like, no, I'm like the gatekeeper guy that was like, no. And then I was like, they keep asking, and I get messages, hundreds of messages. I was like, oh my God, why would you want to hear me sing this? You can go listen to the song. I get
Yeah.
it live, of course, live. If you got somebody that does a good version of that, Pearl Jam's probably $2 million to hire. Wayne Staley's not around anymore. I get it. Especially I sing a lot like early Eddie Vedder. It's a little bit
Yeah.
different. He's older now and he sings a little different. But I get that. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this because I think it's gonna help me. So I did it, and then I had a little clip of Nutshell go viral early on, like 2 years ago. And the song wasn't out yet. That's what really sucks. I didn't realize I didn't know what I was doing. If they could have went straight to the song, I'd probably have triple the streams on it right now. But still helped me greatly. So I was like, I need to get out of my own way. and not be this old gatekeeper grunge guy and just do whatever the people are asking for. And it's helped me big time. So
Yeah, I mean, you were working a regular job and then got on TikTok, started putting all this music out, and you've been able to walk away from your quote unquote regular job and like this is your career now. This is how you support yourself is through touring
yes,
and music.
yes, yes. And it's not the traditional touring, which that will probably come, where I'm like on a tour bus touring around playing my own songs with the band or anything. But I'm doing a lot of events and parties and also venues and bars, like just everywhere. Like right now, I'm in a sweet spot where somebody at my level, if you're going out and you're trying to tour your own music with 30, 40,000 monthly listeners on Spotify with a couple 100,000 followers, um, I know guys that are at my level, maybe even higher than me as far as followers and subscribers and all that stuff, and they go out on tour with these big bands and they don't make any money, but they get the experience of playing to 2,000 capacity, and going the tour life. Um, that's awesome. And I want to do that at some point whenever it makes sense, but they don't make any money. So I
Right.
got these guys, these Pearl Jam fans and these Stain fans and these people that have money and they're like, name your price, we want you here. And it just happens over and over and over. And so I was
Yeah.
scared at first when I quit my job. And then I just got very lucky. I just started coming. Yesterday I was like, I don't have anywhere to travel to in February. I was in Colorado yesterday. I did an
Oh
awesome
my gosh.
party, just amazing people there. And then I got a call in the morning, and the guy's like, "Hey, man, I want to fly you to the Virgin Islands for a weekend in February." He's like, "We'll pay you and put you in first class." I was like, "Yes!" So now I'm
Oh
getting
my.
like to where I'm like, I love this because people are taking like amazing care of me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in a sweet spot where I'm making more money than I've ever made. I made more in 2 months than I ever made in a year at Cat from performing. But I am not just getting passive income. I'm grinding it out. I'm doing 3 and 4 shows, 5 shows a week sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll fly to a state and I'll get no sleep and fly back to the next state the next morning and then come back to Illinois and do a bar show and then fly. It's been crazy, but I kind of replaced my addictive mentality into the work thing,
Yeah.
and I don't have a day job to kind of keep me from
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah, you
So
can just
the
go and push, and then you can sleep in the
right,
next morning because no one wants you at a
yeah,
show
right.
at 11 a.m. usually, so that's at least
I know,
good.
right? Yep.